China and the United States as they seek to bridge the differences at a meeting in Belgium. Leaders share a common diagnosis that Europe's moribund economy needs a kickstart, but they are far from agreed on the cure. Paris and Berlin have publicly diverged on France's push to favor EU economies and for more joint debt. Although French President Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz were keen to present a united front on Thursday, the roundtable also intended to inform policy decisions ahead of upcoming EU Council meetings and to identify consensus on how the bloc can project greater economic weight on the global stage. Farmers and trade unions rallied in New Delhi, India to oppose a recently announced trade deal with the United States, which reduces tariffs on US goods, warning that it would hurt Indian agriculture and endanger livelihoods. The unions have called the agreement a total surrender to US agribusiness, despite assurances from Prime Minister Modi that sensitive sectors like dairy and poultry remain protected. Under the deal, India will lower tariffs on US industrial and agricultural products, while the US will apply an 18% tariff on key Indian exports, including textiles, leather, and machinery. US President Donald Trump says promoting coal power helps lower energy costs and boasts about withdrawing from the Paris Climate Accord during an event at the White House. Trump described coal as beautiful clean and said more coal means lower cost and more money in the pocket of the American citizens and, frankly, in the pocket of the United States of America. He also highlighted his decision to withdraw the United States from the Paris Climate Accord, framing it as a step that benefits the U.S. economy. However, it is argued that increasing coal production could exacerbate environmental challenges, while supporters maintain that it can provide cheaper energy and economic benefits. Instagram CEO Adam Mosseri has testified in a landmark California trial, rejecting claims that social media can create clinical addiction in children. The case, which also involves YouTube, centers on allegations that platforms knowingly hooked minors for profit. The trial focuses on a young woman who joined social media as a child and later suffered severe mental harm. Mosseri's testimony sets the stage for upcoming appearances by Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg and YouTube CEO Neil Mohan.
That was business news. Now we are moving into sports. Manang Marshangdi Club has advanced to the quarterfinals of 25th edition of the Ahar Rara Gold Cup football tournament underway at Nepal's western city. Manang secured the berth after registering a 2-1 victory over Armed Police Club APF. Ronis Theke and Suresh Kumal scored 1 goal each for Manang, while Yuvraj Rai scored the only goal for APF. The tournament, which runs till February 21, features 12 teams, including 3 foreign teams. The winner of the football tournament will receive a cash prize of $9,660, while the runner-up will get $4,830. Outfits worn by French athletes, costumes and props from the opening ceremony, medals, and more than 150 other items, videos and sound recordings are now on display at the National Sports Museum in France, Nice. The exhibition, titled A Summer in 2024, invites visitors to relive the atmosphere of the Paris Olympic and Paralympic Games. Organized in partnership with Olympic institutions and featuring objects loaned, donated or brought at auction from federations and athletes, the showcase will remain open until 2030 Olympic Games. Museum officials say the exhibition is designed not only for sports enthusiasts but also for wider public interested in the Olympic movement and French sporting history. Now the weather updates, first from Nepal and around the world. Well, with this, we come to the end of this news bulletin. But before we say goodbye, a reminder of headlines. Nepal completes ballot paper printing for 124 constituencies to launch voters' education drive 15 days before polls. Nepal's Prime Minister reviews election preparations in mountainous districts. Election Commission starts dispatching ballot papers to remote districts. 15% children malnourished in Nepal's West Novalparasi. Over 1,800 found moderately affected as district-wide assessment continues. Bangladesh goes to election in first since Hasina's ouster. Over 2,000 candidates contest as Awami League banned. At least 21 killed after a passenger boat sank in River Nile state in northern Sudan. Rough water said to cause the capsize. And Nepal suffers its second consecutive loss in the ICC T20 World Cup, falls to Italy by 10 wickets. That is all here for the moment here in NTV World News Hour. I'm Suviksha Rajak and thank you for staying with us. Good evening.